This is The Witcher 3. We're here on Xbox Series S, where the game has not yet been given any sort of real improvement, but that doesn't mean the game isn't improved. So, what we're getting here is a dynamic resolution scaling system that largely ran at it ran at like 900p most of the time on the Xbox One. But thanks to the extra power that's present, we're actually getting 1080p, I would assume, all of the time on this one due to the extra overhead. So it does actually look a lot better than it did initially on the Xbox One, which is where I kind of played it back in the day, and then, you know, the One X, and then eventually I played on the Series X, and there is also going to be a next-gen upgrade coming to the game in the future as well. So, you know, gonna stay tuned for that. We'll be sure to cover and check that out when it happens. So you're probably also wondering about the frame rate, and I'm kind of hoping I don't die. So this is actually capped at 30 FPS, which isn't the best. So what's interesting about that is when the game first launched, it actually benefited from having an uncapped frame rate. So we would get like 40 FPS. But that really isn't a great way to, you know, kind of play the game, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the best way to experience what this has to offer. I gotta say, this looks so low res. Like, really, really low resolution compared to what I'm used to at the, you know, on the Series X and the One X. But, you know, it's still an incredible experience. It's still all here. It's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, so overall, again, basically 1080p, 30 FPS. It would have been cool if this actually would have kept that uncapped frame rate, because then we would have been experiencing, you know, actual 60 FPS gameplay, like probably fluid at this time. But yeah, well, too bad, because they put in that cap, so that sucks. But it does look pretty good. It all runs quite fine. You know, this is possibly the game of the generation. I would say it's the game of the last generation. It was, you know, such an absolutely remarkable experience that was just absolutely incredible. Like the story here, you can go off on a side mission and spend several hours doing it. The world is filled to the brim with detail. There's so many different places you can go. The DLC expansions, while they do cost a bit, you know, are the equivalent of basically, you know, whole other games. Some of them are longer and bigger than whole other games, which is insane. Like, it's kind of amazing. Yeah, like Blood and Wine, and then the other one is like Stoneheart or something. It's been a while, but yeah, no, this game is stellar. I highly suggest this is like a must-play experience. Maybe wait until, you know, the next gen sort of upgrade kind of launches. But, you know, if you're playing now, it's a lot better, and it is simply remarkable. Now, this game is quite difficult too at times. Like, I do feel it's quite difficult. So there are story options if you need an easier difficulty. You know, no shame at all in that. If you want to have an easier going time with that, it's totally cool. And the game definitely will allow you to do that. It's got a super lengthy story. I think it's like 25 plus hours if you're rushing through the main story to get to the end, like literally rushing. I think what was the big thing there for me to get through it over like a weekend so I could review it back when it launched. But yeah, no, this is one of the best games ever created. You don't have to play the other ones. I know this is The Witcher 3, but you can jump in fresh. You can you know, you can just play The Witcher 3 here, Wild Hunts. It's about a story of Geralt here, kind of looking for Ciri. Yennefer is here, Triss is here. You know, you've got both of these really unique kind of side characters, and there's a plethora of others, like Dandelion. Like, everybody's here. And you are... We kind of get going on the horse running thing. Yeah, come on. But yeah, it's just got this really dynamic story. There's lots of crazy bosses. There's lots of crazy lore. And there's so many side adventures and so many different characters that you can, like, come across and, you know, sort of meet. And it's just wild, the different things that you can do and the places you can go. We got Roach here, so we're just kind of going on a bit of an adventure. Let's go show off a little bit of the I guess you would say the countryside, kind of show off. And I see some pop in there with some of the stuff, but you know, dynamic day and night cycles and weathering and different creatures you can hunt, and it's just such a fulfilling and exciting experience that you could literally play for almost ever. I think, like, it really does feel so expansive. There's so many things you can do, so many weird adventures you can go on. You would actually be kind of shocked just by the pure quantity of wild adventures that could go on here in this game. Like, you know, you could do so many things and go on so many different hunts with so many different enemies. And you just got like this fantastic character here, and it really was just such a well done, emotionally driven experience that is kind of almost unmatched by most games out there. It really did. Oh, the Meadows Works, that's interesting. It really did some new crazy things, and it's like a huge world. I wonder if we should like maybe fast travel somewhere. And it's got like this card game called Gwent in it, and everybody really loves Gwent, and you can just like, you can do like too much Gwent almost. I wonder if we can like fast travel somewhere crazy. Can we actually fast travel from anywhere? I can't remember. Oh, we can. Okay, let's do. I'm trying to think of like a good place to go, because we're up here. This is like the main island thing, and there's other like spots too. There's like there's like a world map. Let's go to Skellige is pretty neat. Novigrad? No, Novigrad's right in the middle there. Why would I want to even do that? The world map here. Royal Place in Visma. See, there's like all these big areas. Skellige is pretty cool. Let's go to the crossroads and let's go down, because this is always a fun spot. You must find it. Oh, really? You're gonna make me go find a fast travel post? Come on. Unbelievable. Oh, and there's like alchemy and all this other crap you can do. Yeah. I know about all this stuff. Come on. Let's see, world map. So we gotta find a fast travel point, which would be on the other side of this place. Yeah, okay. So let's go get a fast travel point. But seriously, this game is just ultimately just a crazy high fantasy experience that is unlike anything else. You know, you could jump in, you could try The Witcher 2, which is also on consoles. The Witcher 1 isn't. But you really can just easily jump in here and be like, oh, this is what this game has to offer, and just get into the story, feel engrossed by it, and feel like, you know, you could spend, I don't know, your whole life playing this. Seriously, like, you just, like, you spend 2 minutes in this, and you go off on some crazy adventure, and it lasts you a lifetime. It's wild. All the crazy things you can do. And there's a lot of, like, free little DLC expansion things, too. Like, well, not expansions, but, like, I want to say character adjust, like, free little DLC things. They're nice. They don't, like, wildly change things, but, you know, there's something different. And here's just, like, a bit of the loading and everything like that. So it loads faster. Depending on how far you fast travel, it can be almost instant. So if you pick, like, a really sort of close spot to you, it's just, like, bang, and you're just, you know, kind of right there. But even that is, like, pretty fast. Like, we're all the way on, like, Skellige now, which is, like, you know, basically a whole new continent. Oh, look, it's the goats! Running with the goats! But yeah, it's just, like, it's such a breathtaking world. This actually wasn't even where I wanted to necessarily go. I was thinking of, oh, jeez, really? Yeah. I'm like a little rusty with my witching. You coward, wyvern, eating people and then hiding away. Ow. I was trying to like cast burn it. There we go, you're dead. Well, it looks like it's been eating well. So at least we gathered some supplies. But yeah, I think... Oh yeah, you like, what, you shipwreck there, and you can go up to the big castle. I was trying to spawn at the castle so I could show how cool it is, but, yeah, I definitely picked the, wrong spawn point, that's for sure. What? Why am I down here? Crossroads. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go. I want to go up to there. Well, we can make our way over there. I mean, we might as well, right? Because like, that's half the adventure is the travel. And you can fast travel and skip places, but half the fun is kind of enjoying the beauty of the world. I gotta say, the resolution is so toned down here on the Series S. Like, it's not like this is a really really impressive game. It was mind-blowingly impressive on the Xbox One when I first played it. It's still really really impressive, but I'm used to something just like way way higher resolution quality. And it's like nothing to nothing to hate on the Series S. It's actually like a really really it's playing this quite better than it was before, but you definitely see all the toned down stuff here or there. Like the environment doesn't quite shine as it used to. Oh wait, there's some bad guy. Whatever. Let's go take a look at this castle place. I always like visiting the castle. It's super cool. Just kind of like all these like really detailed different like places. Oh, and you can go down the other way. Maybe we should have went down to the town almost. Yeah, there's like a whole fishing village over there, and whole castle. Like, there's a whole mission up there in the castle, and oh, such a great game. Seriously, like this is one of the most like fulfilling, RPG experiences out there by far. Like it just absolutely is mind-blowingly amazing, and just in terms of like scale and like, as I was not exaggerating when I say you can jump on a several-hour like side quest and just get completely lost and be like, oh, what was I doing again? It's a real problem, and honestly, it's definitely a real issue where you're just like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, and there's like this really cool thing with like Yennefer, and a fun little unicorn thing. If you ever get to experience that in this area, it's kind of a little bit of a fun little bit. So where was I wanting to go? The goalpost. Oh, this thing. So this is like a. This is a neat little island. Let's do the Door of Ruins here. I just like to show off some of the different like kind of places you can go. Like as I mentioned, there's so many unique spots, and then the DLC expansions go even further. Like they absolutely delivered with this game. It was just so outstanding, and it continues to be something that's like on my mind when I think of like the best games ever. This is certainly one that comes to mind, and it can be mature too in terms of like the narrative and what's going on in it. I think that actually makes it that much better that they like balance this super mature storyline with like gripping action and emotional bits and wildness. Like just it really is a wild hunt. And then when you get to like the end of the game and stuff, and it's just like you almost don't want it to end. You just want more stuff to do. But that's the fun of it, is like when you finish the main story, you've very likely left yourself a lot of other things to do. And the first like DLC is really cool because it's like a bit of a, it plays into tropes of like fairy tales a bit, and then the second one is like a bit of like a vampiric type thing. It's just absolutely wild what they've done with this one. Seriously, I think you'll have like too much fun sitting here going through these missions. Do I have?
How long you gonna make me wait?
You guys aren't gonna come down here and actually fight. I mean, if you guys aren't serious about this, I will run away. I don't care. And I love how, like, each path, like, it seems like every single path, every single place in this game was, like, hand put together. You know what I mean? Like, there was actual dedication to making sure that every place felt full of life and flora, and like just like you see all these like different plants and rocks and stuff. It's like when you actually go, like hiking. If you actually go hiking, it feels just like that when you're out in the big world. But yet there's also so many different like city areas you can go to and different water places, and it's like the home of the Witchers, and you can go swimming, and it's just. It really is amazing, and it's just like it's such a nice tour, even just to go through and like walk around in this world again and see what it has to offer. Like I'm looking past the really low quality, like I'm almost like rose tinted glasses in regards to how this used to look, because this is how I originally played it, right? It wasn't until the 1X update came out way later that I experienced higher visuals. And I remember this game just be like, whoa, every single moment here, but. On the Series S is even running like technically a higher resolution, so yeah, tech changes fast, doesn't it? I can't wait to see what they do with this one in terms of you know, sort of like upgrading it even further, you know, because that next gen update is coming. I'm so excited to see what they do with it. Like just how wild of a thing this is gonna be. Like I hope it's like a big enough undertaking that they really rework this game to be like, not like rework mechanics or anything, but make sure that it does visually shine like it should. Oh yeah, this is like a absolute massacre in here. Yeah, this is not a pleasant place. Few places are when you're a Witcher. Like if you guys don't know, like you literally deal with like the worst of everything because, well, you're a Witcher. It's your job. You've got to witch. Oh, and there's like detective-like things you do as well, where you try to figure out what happened in scenarios, and like it's really heavy on the story stuff. Super heavy on the story stuff, which makes it that much better. And when you go to like places like people's homes and stuff, like you actually, you know, like there's actually like people in their houses and stuff. And do I not have a key to this? That would be really weird, because I'm pretty sure I've done, like, all of this stuff here. Yeah, at least we got some pints of beer, so we can have, like, a drink or two. Kind of the way to go. My witch's senses are tingling. It allows me to set things slightly on fire. What's that? A clue? Yeah, I love that. You can use your ability just to, like, kind of, like, light, like, little torches and stuff on fire. It's very silly. The Witcher is blocked out because he has found a locked door. Oh, well that was easy. Just literally had to push that aside. Let's see, where else could we go? The White Orchard? Oh yeah, this is like the starting area, isn't it? Oh, that is so cool. There's like so much nostalgia here. Oh, and the Royal Palace thing is like it's like a 2-second thing you go to. Yeah, Velen, No Man's Land, yeah, all this stuff, the swamps. So many places. Oh, the road to Bald. Wow, there's so many different places I've been. And I feel like I haven't even... I don't know if I've really even explored everything, right? Like, it's just nuts, the scale of this game. Absolutely insane. How much content is in this and how much it has to offer. This could be your favorite new addiction if you jump in and you go in fresh and be like seeing what this has to offer. Because I imagine, you know, every day there's new people that have yet to experience the majesty that is the witching experience. But if you are returning to things, you know, I think it's a bit better here on the Series S. If you're coming from the One, you're coming from like the One X and stuff. It's not going to be quite as magical, but it's still going to be a pretty good time. I think like it's still a great game. Well, you don't want to talk to me, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I didn't want to talk to you either. And I just love how like detailed everywhere is. And you get like a great, you know, sense of scope. You get like a great draw distance. You really feel like you're in big place, especially when you're in like the main city here. It just feels so big and yet so wild. And we could like probably stumble upon like a quest if we wanted to and do something like stupidly ridiculous and long and have a great time with it. Oh, it's a fire priest. Well, that's not very nice of you. I come here, I try to socialize, and this is what I get. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't steal stuff. This could end badly. Yeah, no duh. I have to fight all these guards off. Nobody wants to do that.
Witcher, sir! Long live.
A woman in need?
My house. Something haunts it. It howls, rattles chains, shatters plates.
You look like Siri.
I feel nearly being
How does she look
there.
like Siri?
Will you see what sort of phantom this is? I'll spare no amount of gold.
Sounds like a white or a puff bow. Fine, I'll tend to it.
Thank you ever so much. Come with me. I will show you the way. you shan't help me, who will?
I'm coming back.
Look awfully suspicious to me, tramp. Oh. What's he doing here?
Our witch.
Not your fucking dead.
It was a trap.
Don't enjoy being tricked.
Tricked? I only said my house was haunted. I could not know it was hunters.
Except the hunters knew exactly who they were waiting for. Reeks of a trap to me.
Very well. Perhaps I've not been completely candid. Especially as I've no gold for the reward either. Which does not mean you shall walk away empty-handed. Here, a key to a treasure. There are 3 in all. Follow the hunters to find the other 2. I must flee now.
Thanks, lady. She literally set us up to die. Just a little hurt by that, you know. I'm just a common working folk witcher. None of these guards did anything to help. Oh, what a shocker. What a shocker.
Dandelion.